Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's easy level puzzle. And take that easiness with a grain of salt because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people there. Today's puzzle is called The Floor is Lava by Blobs, and here are the rules. We have 12 platform, which are cages, are arranged around the playground, which is the grid. You have 12 planks, each 3 cells in length, to link the platforms together into a single loop. So first of all, that means we have 12 3-cell lines, which must link the platforms together, and it must form a loop. So you cannot have essentially these, since we have 12 platforms and 12 lines, it has to form a loop, so you cannot have the lines overlap. Essentially, the how do you say it? You cannot have the cells overlap on a single cell, since it must form a single loop. We need to place each plank where we need to draw straight lines. So again, you can't have bent lines here, such that one end is on one platform and the other end is on another platform. And every cage cell contains the end of a plank. 6 of the planks are green and 6 are blue. The position and color of each plank, that is line, is to be determined by the solver. So for example, you could have a line going, this cell could go essentially here, could go here, or it could go here. And any of those would be potential lines you could have, right? And then 6 of them are going to be green and 6 are blue. So remember, half are blue, half are green. They're all straight lines, and each cage cell contains the end of a plank. But it only contains one, because if it contains 2, it wouldn't form a loop then, and that wouldn't be possible. So keep that in mind. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit such that every row, column, you can get a column here, and designated 9-cell region contains the digits 1 through 9 exactly once each. We have digits in cages summed to the total shown. So for example, if this were say a 6, this would have to be a 5, because these two digits must add up to 11, because digits in the cage must add up to the sum in the upper left-hand corner. And these are called killer cages. We have along green lines, adjacent digits differ by at least 5. So remember, every cell on a cage can only be the end of one single line. So this is just to show possible positions for where this cell could go. Actually, this could go this way too. I missed that one. So this could go this way also on the diagonal. So these are all the possible ways that this could connect to another cell on a plank, or on a platform, I should say. Along green lines, adjacent digits differ by at least 5. So say this was the line. Then if this were, say, a 3, this would have to be an 8 or a 9, because those are the only digits which are 5 or more away from 3. And these are known as whisper 5 lines, as I like to call them, or German whisper lines. And again, I won't say anything about I've explained the reason why I prefer whisper 5 over German whisper, but no, when I say whisper 5, it's the same thing as a German whisper line. So that's an example of how whisper 5 lines work. We also have box borders divide blue lines into segments with the same sum. And every blue line has at least 2 segments, so keep that in mind. So this could not be a blue line because it doesn't have, box borders are not dividing this line into multiple segments. So every blue line has at least 2 segments. So as if this were the example, say we had a 3 and a 4 here, then this would have to be 7, because the digits in this segment, which is created by the box borders, is equal to the sum of the digits in this segment, which is, again, created by the box borders. So this is a single digit. These are two digits, so these two digits must sum up to what this digit sums up to. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay. One question I'm thinking of is, should I just basically show all the possible lines? I don't know. Maybe it's better to just figure out which ones are limited to where they can be. This one can only go this way, and that way, but not. This doesn't go to another end of a platform. This doesn't either, so it has to be this way. So that's definitely a Whisper 5 line. This one cannot go here, cannot go up, down, right. It can go that way, and it can't go this way. And it can't go that way or that way. So this has to be a line here, but we don't know what type of line it is. Same with this. This can't go up, down, left, right, or diagonal. Sorry, it can go down. That's the only one it can do. But part of the problem is if this were essentially a region sum line, which is the blue line. I forgot to say that this was a region sum line, but that's what they are. This would be 8 or 9, and this would be at minimum 1. But then the problem is this 8-9 pair here would eliminate possibilities for that. So this cannot be a region sum line. It has to be a Whisper 5 line. What about this cell? Can't reach here, can't reach here, so it must go here, and it's all in the same box, so it cannot be broken into segments, so this is a region sum line too. Maybe I should just break it down into actual, like, what are the possibilities? Yeah. Let's continue. So this cannot go here, here, here. It could go here, could go here. But the problem is that would form a very small loop, so it can't go that way. So it could go that way, it could go that way. We don't know which way. But where does this go? Where does this go? This cannot go diagonally down, cannot go left. It could go diagonally up to the left, but the problem is yeah, can't really go diagonally up left because the problem is that that would form a very closed loop there, which is not possible. So then this has to go this way. And it can't go any other way. So then therefore this goes this way. We don't know what color that is. Therefore this can no longer go that way. It can't go that, there. So it has to go this way. We don't know what color that is. This can not connect here or there, so it must connect to here. And it's in the same box, so it cannot be broken into segments, so it goes there. This could go here. Okay, this could go either here. Okay, this cannot go here. There's no diagonal ones to fill. Can't go up, so it has to go that way, and it's in the same box. So that must go horizontally there and be a Whisper 5 line. Therefore, well, if this connects to this, then this is a very small loop, which is not allowed. So this cannot go there. It has to go this way. We don't know what color that is, so it goes that way. Then this has to go that way. We don't know what color that is. This could go either here or here. But if it goes here, then this is a very small loop, which is not allowed. So it has to go there. We don't know what color it is, and then therefore this is going that way. We have 5 green lines, so we don't know what the other lines are. This has to be a high, and on a Whisper 5 line, you'll alternate between high and low digits. The high digits being 6 through 9, the low digits being 1 through 4. And the reason why you know that is what digits can be next to a high digit. Well, 6 can be next to 1, 7 can be next to 1 or 2, 8 can be next to 1 through 3, and 9 can be next to 1 through 4 only, which are all low digits. So next to a high digit, you have a low digit, and it works the other way around. 1 can only be next to 1 can be next to 6 through 9, 2 can be next to 7 through 9, 3 can be next to 8 or 9, and 4 can only be next to 9, all of which are high digits. So you'll always alternate between low and high digits on a Whisper 5 line. So this is always going to be high because it's 8 or 9. This becomes an 8-9 pair here. That eliminates 8 and 9 in the rest of the column, so this has to be essentially 3-7 or 4-6 here. Well, so these are both high. These are both low because it's only 1 and 3 adding up to 4. These are both low because it's only 1, 4 or 2, 3 adding up to 5 here. Well, since this is high, this must be low. This must be high. So, and it cannot be 8 or 9 because of the 8-9 pair in the column. So this is 6, 7 with 4 or 5. This is low, 1, 3 as a pair, adding up to 4. This is 1 through 4 here, 1 through 4 here. This must be 8 and 9. So this is a high digit. These are high digits. This must be low. This must be high. And this has to be then 5. It cannot be 4, 9, 5, 8. It must be 6, 7. So this is 6, 7 as a pair, and they're both high, actually. This has to be low, so this must be high here, which makes this low here. So this cannot be 6 or 7, it's 3 or 4. This can't be 3 or 4, it's 6 or 7. We have a 6, 7, 6, 7 pair also in column 9. That means the remaining digits are all low or 5. To add up to 8 cannot be 1, 7. It's either 2, 6 or 3, 5. So 5 cannot be on a Whisper 5 line, so this can't be 5 there. And it can't be 1, 7 because of the 1 in the row. So this is guaranteed to have a 5 or a 6 here, so this cannot be... This is low, which makes this high, which makes that low there. That means this is guaranteed to be 2, 3, or 4. And this is 7, 8, or 9, and this is a high. Okay. These are both low because it's only 1, 4, and 2, 3 adding up to 5. This has to be a high digit, and it must be either 8 or 9, because we have 6, 7 already twice in row 8, and the rest are 8. And the rest has to be 8 and 9. Therefore, these are all low, or 5, here. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, which makes this 6, 7, 8, and 9. And therefore, this must be a high here. So this could be work as a Whisper 5 line. It could also work as a region sum line. We don't know. These cannot be it cannot be a Whisper 5 line. Because again, you always have high next to low, which is next to high. But if this is high, that forces this to be low, but then you have low next to low. So therefore, this is guaranteed to be a region sum line. This is low, blank, and low. But that could be a region sum line. We have high. One has to be okay. This cannot be 1 or 3, so this has to be 2, 4, or 5 here because of 1, 3 pair in the column. This is next to 6 or 7, guaranteed, so this must be 1 or 2. This could be a region sum line or a whisper 5 line. To add up to 8. Okay, so this is 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, or 4, 5. But it cannot be 4, 5 because that would eliminate all possibilities for this cell. So it's 1, 8, 2, 7, or 3, 6. If this were 3, 6, that would eliminate all possibilities for these cages because it can only be 2, 6, or 3, 5, right? Both of which require either a 3 or a 6. So it cannot be 3, 6 here. Then we're guaranteed a 1 or 2 in one of these cells. Oh, this has to be the same. If this were 6, this would have to be 2, and therefore this would be a 1, 8 pair. But then the problem is 6 can only be next to 1 on a whisper 5 line. And the 1 would already be taken in the box, so that's not possible then for this to be 6. So this can't be 6, this is 2 then. This must be low, which is next to a high, which must be next to a low. So this is low here. This is then 1 or 2, which is next to 7 or 8, which is a high digit. This is high or 5, obviously, and this is low or 5 there. So this is guaranteed to be a low here. If this is not low, the problem, even if this is... Oh. Yeah, if this is a region sum line, this has to be 8, that's 7, and that's 1. If it's a whisper 5 line, then obviously these are both high, and this would be low. So this has to be low no matter what. It cannot be 4. It has to be 1, 2, or 3 here. We have then the rest of the box has to be high or 5. Okay. If this is a region sum line, these are the same digits. Otherwise, this has to be a high. Remaining digits of box 7 must be low or 5. Okay. This cannot be 6 or 7. It's guaranteed to be 8 or 9 there. What else do we have? Can this be the sum of these two digits? If it is, this is 3. This would be 1 then, and this would have to be 2 and 1, but then we'd have a repeat in the row. So this cannot be the sum of these two digits, which means this is the last green cell, and the rest are all region sum lines, or green line. So these are all region sum lines now. This is a region sum line. 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 And this is a region sum line here. So this is the same digit as this. So this is blue. This is a region sum line. This is a region sum line, so it must be 8 here and 1 and 7 there. So we have, oops, I don't know how that happened. But this is 1, this is 8, that's 1 and 7. So it's 4 and 7 there, which must be next to a 9 on a whisper 5 line. That 1 eliminates 1 being here. This can't be 1 or 4, it's 2 or 3. This is therefore 2 or 3, and this is 2 or 3. Because this is 2, 3, 3 add up with 2 and 3 to add up to 5. So we have 1 something here. It cannot be 8 or 9. It has next to 2 unique digits on a whisper 5 line, and it has to be 7 then. So this is 7, this is 2, 6, which makes this a high. So 6 plus 5 would have to be with 6 equals 5 plus 1. So this cannot be 5. This must be 4 and 2. here. So this is low. This is not 5, it's 4. That means we have all 4 lows in row 3, so these are high or 5. This is a region sum line here. 6 plus 2 or 3 add up to 8 or 9. 7 plus 1 or 2 add up to 8 or 9. This must be next to a 6 or 7 on a whisper 5 line, so it's 1 or 2. 2 plus 4 or 5 add up to 6 or 7. 3 plus 3 doesn't add up to 7. 3 plus 4 or 5 adds up to 6 or 7. Therefore, this is low or 5. We have 5 low or 5s in column 2, which eliminates lower 5s in the rest of the column, so this must be high. This must be high. Also, where is the 8 in box 1? Cannot be here because of the 8-9 pair in the column, so this must be 8 here. That leaves this as a 5-6 pair. Well, that means the pink is one of these, which means this can't be pink here. So this is low, and it must be 4, because that's the only low left, and this must be high then, and must be 7, because that's the only high left. So 4 is here. This cannot be 9, because if it were 9, 9 plus another digit is never going to add up to 8 or to another single digit. So if it's 6, this is 1, 2, or 3. If it's 7, it's 1 or 2. If it's 8, it's 1 here. So this is not a 5. This can't be 2 anymore, so it's 3, and it's on a whisper 5 line. So this cannot be pink. This is definitely not a 5, because 5 cannot appear on whisper 5 line. No 6 there. So this must be 1 or 2, specifically, which eliminates 1 and 2 in the rest of the row. So this can't be 2, this is 4 or 5. Well, we already knew from that 2 it couldn't be 4 or 2. This 7 eliminates 7 here. So this is 8 and 3 adding up to 11. 8 plus 1 adds up to 9. So then this is 8. 1 makes this a 2. 2 can only be next to 7 out of 6 or 7. And this is 6, which must be 2 plus 4. Therefore, this is 3. This is the same as that, which is the same as that. So that's 3, 3, 3, because these are separate segments, and they're all 1 digit each. So this is not pink anymore. It's not 5. This is 4 and 5 as a pair. We don't know which. 7 eliminates 7 here. So this becomes 6 and 4, adding up to 10. 4 can only be next to 9 on a whisper 5 line. That's fine. 4 eliminates 4 in the rest of the box, so this is 5, which makes that 4. So this cannot be low. This is pink. This can't be pink. It's low. This can't be pink. So to add up to 8 or 9, it's 2 or 3 here. 6 eliminates 6 here, so this is 7. Right, 4 and 7. That's fine. We are guaranteed a pink digit in one of these two cells in column 9. Therefore, this cannot be pink here. It's a high digit, so it must be 6 or 9 here. Okay, 6 eliminates 6 here, so this is 5, which eliminates 5 here, so it's 6, which means this cannot be pink, and this is the pink, which eliminates pink in the rest of the row. So where's the pink in column 9? It must be here. So this is 5. This cannot be 1, 2, or 4. Therefore, this must be 3, and the rest, the rest of the digits are high digits. So this is 3 in the corner. We celebrate because we know we're getting close to solving it. This 8 eliminates, this 6 eliminates 6 here, so it's 9, which makes this 8. That makes this 9 there. This must be a high digit because we have 4 low digits and the 5 already, and this has to be a 6. Remaining digits, this can't be high, and therefore must be 5 here. Remaining digits in row 2 are both low, and they have to be 3 and 4. And 4 cannot be here because of 4 in the column, so this is 3, which makes this 4. This is 6, 9 as a pair here. 3 is next to this digit, and 3 could only be next to 8 or 9 on a Whisper 5 line, and 8 is already in the box, so this must be 9, and is high. This is 6, 9 as a pair, and we have 1, 5 as a pair here. The rest is probably just from normal Sudoku then. Remaining digit here has to be a 3. So it's not pink. It's 3 in the corner also, in that corner. So remaining digits in column 1 are 1, 5, and 8. Remaining digits in column 7 are 4, 6, and 7. And this can't be 4 because of 4 in the box. It cannot be 6, so this must be 7. That forces this to be a 4, 6 pair here. Remaining digits in column 4. We have 2, 5, 6, 7. This can't be 7 because of 7 in the row. 2, 5, 6, 7. No 6 because of 6 in the row. Where actually is the 7 in row 7? Can't be here because of 7 in the box. Can't be here because 7 in the box. These are filled out. So this has to be 7 here. Which eliminates 7 here. We have 2, 5, and 6 remaining in the rest of row box 8. That eliminates 2, 5, 6 in the rest of the row. So this can't be 5. It's 1, which makes that 5. So not blue and not pink. That leaves all of these as 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3 triplet. 1 eliminated there because of 1 in the column. This becomes a 2, 3 pair, which eliminates 2 and 3 in the rest of the row. So this is 1, that's 3 then. Okay, that leaves this digit as... And, okay, so 3 up here eliminates 3 here. So this is 2, this is 1, 7 and 1 add up to 8, 6 and 2. That fails. 6 and 2 add up to 8 also. Okay, where did I mess up? How did I mess this up? That's weird. Huh. Great. Well, let's redo this. I'm pretty sure the lines I had were all correct. This can only go there. This cannot go to here, so this must go there. This can't go here. This had to go here. It was a blue. This was also a blue. This had to go that way. It was a blue. So this has to go that way. That was blue also. This was blue. This was green going this way. Therefore, this had to go that way. It was blue also. Yeah, this had to be green. So this was blue here. And this was green here. Because this, if this was 3, that would force this to be 1. This could only be 2 at minimum. And this would have to be 1, which adding up to 3, which doesn't work. So we have blue, blue. This is blue, red, blue. These are both red. These are both red. These are both red. So this must be blue here. These are both blue. These are both blue, which makes this red, which makes this blue. So blue has to be with red here. This, so this is red. So this had to be 8, 1, and 9, which makes that 2. Or was this a region sum line? Was this a whisper 5 line also? Oh, it can't be. Yeah, that's the reason that's the reason why this had to be. Oh, how did I have this as a region sum line? It's a whisper 5 line. Ugh. Okay, that was where I made the mistake. I don't know why I kept on seeing the green as a blue there. Okay, so everything was still kosher then. So this was a green. That was the problem. Then this is blue. I don't know why I did that. Anyways, okay. So then this is back to this. So let's just set everything. 4, 9. This is 6. This is low. Okay, apologies. I'm going back and just resolving this. So we have 8, 9. This had to be high. This was 2 and 3. This was 4 and 7. You had 4, 7, 1, 8. This was 1 as a low. This is high. These are low. And this had to be 4 next to 9. This is 6 or 7. This can't be 6. It's 7. Therefore, this is 6. This cannot be 3 and 3. Therefore, it's 2 and 4 adding up to 6 there. This is 3, which makes that 3, and that 3, that's 2. This had to be 8 here. This was 5, 6 as a pair. This couldn't be 9 or 8. It could only be 7 then, which is next to 2. That makes that 6. This had to be low. Could not be... Well, this had to be high. So this was 7. This was 4. 4 and 2 add up to 6. This is 1 and 3. This was the region sum line. This was... Okay. Okay, so then this was 4 here. This had to be, could not be 2, 9, 4, 7, or 5, 6, because this is guaranteed to be low. So then this had to be 3, 8, which makes this 1, which means this can't be 1, it can't be 3, that's 2. This can't be 4, it's 5, which makes that 4. This must be 8 or 9, and it has to be 9 because 8 in the box. Yeah, I'm just resolving everything. 7 had to be here. This was 5. Because 5 could not be any of these cells. This couldn't be 3, so it's 1, that's 3. This is 6, 9 as a pair. This is 1, 5, 8. This is had to be to 8 or 9, so that's 2 or 3 here. This had to be next to 7, so it's 1 or 2. That's 8 or 9. This was 5 or 6, but this had to be 5. Make this 6. 5 had to be one of these two, so this can't be 5, which makes that 5 and that 9. That leaves 5 being there. This had to be low, so this was 3, which meant this can't be 3, that's 2. This can't be 1, so this must be 3, which makes that 1, that 3. 6 and 2 add up to 8, so this is 9. 2 eliminates 2 here, so that's 1. There we go. So then this can't be 1 here. This can't be 8 here. This has to be a 7. This can't be 9, so it's 8, which makes that 9. This is 3 and 4 as a pair, so it's 4 and 3, which forces that to be 6. This was 2, 5, and 6 here. This cannot be 5 or 6 in column 6, so this is 2, which makes this a 5, 6 pair here. We are left with 8 and 7 here. We have 4 and 6 remaining here, so this is a 4, 6 pair here. This has to be 2, 5, or 6 here. And we have in column 8, 2, 4, and 2, 5, and 7. This can't be 7 because of 7 in the row. This is 5 or 7. This is 2, 5, 7. This is 6 or 9. This is 6 or 9. 9 in the row eliminates 9 here. So this is 6, which makes this 9. 6 eliminates 6 here, so it's 4 and 6, which eliminates 6 here. Remaining digits of column 6 are 1, 7, 8. This can't be 7 or 8, which forces this to be 1. That means this is 5 here, which makes this 8, which makes that 1. 5 eliminates 5 here, so that's 2. Which eliminates 2 and 5 here, it's 6, which eliminates 6 here, so it's 5 and 6. 5 eliminates 5 here, so that's 2. We have 7 and 8 here. This can't be 8 because of 8 in the row, so that's 7. This is 8. 7 and 2 eliminate 7 and 2 here, so it's 5, which makes that 7. That forces this to be 4, 5, and 9. Apologies for that. I don't know. I just completely just blanked that this was a green. Maybe too much coloring here. Though the coloring was helpful, right? In that it identified what certain things could not be, right? I just made the mistake of just basically thinking that this was a region sum line when it wasn't. It was just a Whisper 5 line. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.